The lecture hall stretched vast and circular, filled with beings from across the Galactic Confederation. Professor Zixathorl, a towering Crethian with crystalline skin that refracted the overhead lights into dancing rainbows, stood at the center podium. His forearms gestured dramatically as he addressed the multi-species class. "And so," Zixathorl proclaimed, his voice resonating through the translation devices embedded in each student's desk, "we Crethians are the only known Deathworlders in the Confederation. Our homeworld of Creth Prime has gravity 1.3 times the standard, temperatures that swing 40 degrees in a single rotation, and atmospheric pressure that would crush most species." Bella Martinez sat in the back row, her human fingers drumming quietly against her datapad. Beside her, Kanat, a willowy Pleiadian with bioluminescent patterns along his pale blue skin, glanced at her with concern. He knew that look, that slight narrowing of her brown eyes, the way her jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. "You're going to say something?" Kanat whispered, his patterns flickering nervous yellow. "Damn right I am," Bella muttered back. Zixathorl continued, pacing the circular stage. "This is why Crethians dominate the Confederation's military and exploration divisions. We can endure what others cannot. We are the exception, the anomaly, the universe's cruel experiment in creating a species that thrives where others perish." Several students nodded their various appendages in acknowledgement. The Velnari student in front of Bella shuddered, her feathered crests rippling with what might have been admiration or fear. Bella raised her hand. The professor's primary eyes focused on her while his secondary pair scanned his roster. "Ah, yes. The new transfer student. You have a question, Miss Martinez, is it?" "Not a question, Professor. A correction." Bella stood, and even that simple action drew attention. While most species in the Confederation moved with fluid grace or calculated precision, humans had a different quality, a coiled readiness, like a predator that could explode into motion at any moment. Zixathorl's crystalline face couldn't quite manage a smile, but his tone suggested amusement. "A correction? Please enlighten us. You said Crethians are the only Deathworlders." Bella's voice carried clearly through the hall. "Ever heard the name Earth?" The room fell silent. Kanat's patterns flickered between yellow and orange, worry mixed with curiosity. "Earth?" Zixathorl accessed his databank with a neural interface. "Ah, yes. The human homeworld. Class 7 colony world, temperate zones, minimal tectonic activity. Class 12 death world," Bella interrupted. "Check the unmodified geological survey, not the Confederation's sanitized version." The professor's crystals dimmed slightly, the Crethian equivalent of a frown. He accessed deeper archives and his four arms slowly lowered. This must be an error. Gravity 1.0 standard is average, not... Standard is based on Confederation average, Bella said, walking down the steps toward the center stage. Every eye in the lecture hall tracked her movement. Most Confederation species evolved on low-gravity worlds. Earth's gravity is 1.4 times Confederation standard. Your Creth Prime? That's 1.3 times standard. Earth is heavier. Murmurs rippled through the assembled students. Furthermore, Bella continued, her voice steady and confident, Earth has 5 major tectonic plates constantly grinding against each other, causing earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. We have weather systems that generate winds exceeding 300 kilometers per hour. We have regions where temperatures reach 56 degrees Celsius and others where it drops to -89. Our oceans, covering 71% of the surface, contain storms that could swallow your entire campus. Zixathorl's crystals flickered rapidly. The databanks were compiled based on the artificial colony domes humans built for Confederation visitors, Bella said. Because if we let you experience actual Earth, most species would die within hours. Kanat had risen from his seat, his patterns now pulsing a deep blue fascination. He'd known Bella was from a harsh world, but he'd never realized the extent. But that's not even the interesting part, Bella continued, now standing beside the towering professor. Earth is home to millions of species, and nearly all of them are evolved to kill. We have apex predators with bite forces exceeding 2,000 pounds per square inch. We have microscopic organisms that have wiped out billions of us throughout history. We have plants that can poison you with a touch, insects that can kill with a sting, and weather that can freeze you solid or boil you alive. She turned to address the entire class. Humans didn't become the dominant species on Earth because we were the strongest, fastest, or most venomous. We became dominant because we learned to outlast everything else. We can run for hours without stopping. Persistence hunters that our prey literally cannot escape because we just keep coming. We can survive for weeks without food, days without water. We heal from injuries that would kill most species. We have an immune system that turns every disease into a war, and we evolve resistance. The lecture hall was completely silent now. And here's the real scary part, Bella said softly, though her voice carried perfectly. We didn't just survive Earth, we thrived. We climbed to the highest mountains for fun. We dove to the deepest ocean trenches out of curiosity. We built cities in deserts and frozen tundras and jungles where everything wants to kill us. Because that's what humans do. We look at hostile environments and think, I could live there. Zix Thorol seemed to have shrunk somehow, his crystalline form less imposing. Why wasn't this in the Confederation records? Bella shrugged. Because when humanity joined the Confederation, we were advised to downplay our homeworld's conditions. They told us it would make other species uncomfortable, afraid even. They said we should let you all think we came from a soft, gentle world so you wouldn't see us as a threat. She looked directly at the professor. So no, Professor. Krethians aren't the only Deathworlders. You're not even close to being the only ones. You're just the only ones who've been bragging about it. Kanat started a slow, rhythmic clicking, the Pleiadian equivalent of applause. Within seconds, others joined. The Velnari students' crests stood fully erect in respect. Even a few Krethian students in the front rows were making gestures of acknowledgement. Bella returned to her seat beside Kanat, her heart pounding but her expression calm. You know, Kanat whispered as the professor struggled to regain control of the lecture. You just became the most famous student on campus. Good, Bella replied with a slight smile. Maybe now they'll fix the cafeteria gravity. I'm tired of my food floating away. Professor Zix Thorol cleared his vocalization chamber. Well, it seems we have much to learn. Miss Martinez, perhaps you would be willing to give a guest lecture on Earth biology? Bella's smile widened. Professor, I'd be delighted. And in that moment, the Galactic Confederation began to truly understand what it meant that humanity had joined their ranks. Not as colonists from a gentle world, but as survivors from a planet that made Kreth Prime look like a vacation resort. The Deathworlders had a new member, and this one was terrifying.